back again. Guess who's back? Back again. It's me, Fiigs Podcast. How you all doing? Listen, remember to like and subscribe to all the socials, all the platforms. I'm on there. We got clips, we got views, we got all sorts of laughs, we got jokes, we got bits going on. So yeah, click in, subscribe, like, all the rest of it. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, as they say on those programs that my daughters watch. You've met my children now, so that's boom. When I'm talking about them, you've got a face to the name. Everyone knows what time it is. You get it? So much to say today. Oh my days. First of all, I want to talk about what I'm wearing. No, seriously, have you seen my jacket? It's so cool. And it literally did not cost a lot of money. I like to buy it online because I actually hate shopping. I don't know if I spoke about this last time, but I'm going to tell you straight. I used to have a shopping addiction. So basically, all the money that I could buy a house and land, yeah, is in my wardrobe. Yeah, with regard to shoes, gums, not so much accessories because they're a waste of money and they always break. If you buy a good belt, it might last, but earrings and that, allow it. So power dressing is my thing. I like to power dress. I feel powerful when I power dress. I like it. My clothes are in my wardrobe, and from when I started working, like properly, when I had my first proper job, I bought my first pair of Armani jeans from Collection, which is across the road, on the high road where I used to live. And they cost me 90 quid, I never forget. They still fit me now. So that's where I am with my bits. So I wear my stuff all the time. People are like, oh, you look nice. Where are you off to? No, bruv, I've left my house. So I'm off to out of my house. Doesn't matter where I'm going. I'm going to pick up my children from school. I'm going shopping, blah, 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 blah. Why can't I wear what I want to wear? Everybody needs to take that mentality because let me tell you, your clothes are sitting in your wardrobe, getting mothball bites and collecting dust. And if they don't fit you, lose weight or get rid of them. Good. But don't watch me and tell me about, you look nice. I'm going to look nice every day because that's what makes me feel good. I have an auntie. Her name is Phyllis. She's actually my grand-aunt. And she is the queen of not so much fashion, but how to dress, how to put materials together, how to put colours together, how to put bits together, styles together. She didn't play. She brought me up like that as a kid. I shared a room with her because, you know, when people are going back to the Caribbean, but the husband goes first, but they sold the house, and then there's always someone left over and they have to come and live with you because it's your sister's people. That's what happened with my aunt. So she lived with us in my room for at least 4 or 5 years and gave me my education in fashion and how to get on with it and how to do it. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about. You won't see me with odd socks. You won't see me with underwear that doesn't match. You won't see me with socks that don't match the whole outfit, earrings. You won't see me like that. It just does not happen at all. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. So yeah, big up the outfit. You get it. Also, we're going to lead on to the topic of the day, which is mainly children and how we fit in to their lives as parents. Yeah, so we're going to go down that kind of road. There's going to be some stuff in there that's going to touch a few people, and you might go, ouch, but you just have to hold it because that's just how it is. I'm in the same boat. I like to talk about myself. I like to give myself a bit of an ouch reality sometimes. Keeps me in check, keeps me on top of what I'm doing so that I can progress, not make the same mistakes that I made yesterday. So, yeah, we're all holding ouch talk today. Let's tell you how I met my dad. I told you that they kicked me out at 14 and I was on road. So I have 2 uncles that are my mum's brothers. And I also have a load of uncles on my dad's side. So I'm like an uncle girl. I'm Denise, they call me. So when I meet people, I don't tell them I'm Marsha. If I'm with one of my uncles, I go, hi, I'm Denise. They go, hi, Denise. I go, no, my name's Marsha. They're like confused, like Denise. You get it? Anyway, they kicked me out. I was walking back one day to go to the grandparents' house, and I was looking in the pub, which was called the Manor on Devonshire Road, because I thought my uncles might be in there because they're people that drink in the pub. I poked my head in. They went there. Somebody came out, some light-skinned person with like a blonde patch on their head, came out, quite a young guy at the time, not as young as me because I was only 14. came out of the pub and said, who you looking for? And I looked at him thinking, why are you trying to chat to me? Look how old you are. You're like a proper old craft bruv. I'm just a young girl. You don't need to be talking to me. However, moving on, I answered while I was giving him that look, saying my uncle's. Why? Bare attitude I had when I was that age as well. And he said, I'm your uncle. And I was like, well, really? I looked at the man because, you know, the man looked like me properly. We had resemblance. He told me that he was my uncle. And I was like, rah. And that was that. Went home, well, what used to be home, to my gran and granddad, told them that I'd met my uncle. My gran nearly died. But this day is inevitable, bruv. Like, we live 0.5 miles away from each other. My other side of my family, because you know you have a mum and a dad, and they're both just as important as each other. I live with my mum's side of the family, because as you know, my mum just left me. And my dad's side of the family live 0.5 miles away. So we're talking about the same area, which makes sense because that's how my mum and dad would have got together at such a young age and been able to get away with it. There were no travel expenses. Anyway, I've met this man, all good, blah, blah, blah. Next day, or maybe 2 days later, this is how close everything is actually happening. So remember, bearing in mind, I've been kicked out already. I have already got this boyfriend. I've lost my virginity. I haven't been, I've been beaten up for 5 weeks already, and I have not had an abortion yet because I didn't have that until I moved to my dad's and I was already 15. But I was at my friend's house on this particular day, a couple of days after I'd met this man calling himself my uncle. I'd met him, and he, I went to my friend's house. We wanted to paint our nails. We had no nail varnish remover, so we needed to make a trip to the high road and go to Boots. She lived on Devonshire Road. The high road is literally the next road. So we walk into the high road, on the high road, going to Boots. Across the road from the high road, across the road from where we're walking, I can hear my name being bawled out. I look across, and it's the guy I met yesterday, claiming to be my uncle. He's like, come. So I go over, me and my brethren, who is still my friend now to this day. We go over, and there's a man there, a little short man with locks jumping up and down on the doorstep, talking about, right, yeah, I'm your Uncle Tim. And then there's some next man there. Kind of looks a bit slick still. He's not tall, about 5'10", really light-skinned, quite big nose. He's got some little locks. He looks smart in what he's wearing, though. His garms look expensive because you know me, I'm clocking that in it after the story I've just told you. Good. And he's like, I'm your dad. And I'm like, rah, like goose pimples, the lot, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure if I gave him a hug. I think I did. I think he hugged me. And when my dad used to hug me, he don't do these girly hugs. He hugs you like that with his arms. Not his hands. There's no hands involved in the hugging. Bare arms and biceps and forearms. You're getting a proper tight squeeze. Man-ting. Anyway, that's who I met. So, I'm looking at this guy, yeah, bringing me upstairs to his attic because they live in this big house on the corner of Chiswick High Road, which my granddad was clever enough to bag, like, years and years and years ago for not a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money now, but loads and loads of money at the time. So I met him. He walked me upstairs to his attic. He had an attic room. You see, when I went upstairs to the attic, one posh room come like hotel. Yeah, the carpet tick like this. There's a chandelier. There's mirrored wall. There's a water bed. There's all kinds of things going on in there. I'm like, yeah, I might poop at this. And man's telling me, like, he's like, if anybody troubles you, yeah, make sure you tell me if anybody troubles you. And I'm looking at him thinking, but I've got a boyfriend. He's much taller than you and much bigger than you. And boy, like, later, if I tell you that my boyfriend's troubling me, what are you going to do? These times here, I don't know, I'm dealing with the great Nats from Ladbroke Grove. We're going gangster category, 100%. Roadman, career criminal, we're going there, yeah? That's who my dad is. I don't know this at the time. I just meeting some man. Do you get me? Anyway, that was that. So I met my dad. I was 14 years old. I met my dad. I know there are a pair of you out there. You're much older than 14. You ain't met your dad yet. People, I have to tell you, that's your mum's fault. It just is. She's the one, yeah, that opened up her foot, had unprotected sex, it's her duty to let you know your father, if not your father, his side of the family, so that you know where you're coming from. Yeah, it's really difficult to be a proper person when you don't know where you're coming from. Yeah, I can tell you that for a fact. Been there. For 14 years of my life, I was dizzy. They said that my gran used to complain, she don't behaving. But of course I'm not behaving, bruv. I don't even know who I am. You lot got me giddy. Do you get me? So no, I'm not behaving. Yes, I've got psychological problems. Yes, I've got issues. Yes, I've got this. Yes, I've got that. How am I not expected to have them when you are not telling me who my old man is? Any you that you see running up and down, yeah, moving a bit scatty, that could be part of his reason. Nobody's considering that though. Nah, it's all about you, innit, mum? It's all about what you want, what you think, what the man's done to you, this and that. Ever thought about the child? Ever considered the child, the innocent child that has done nothing wrong? Just been born into the world, into this, into you lot's mess. Come on, bruv. If you lot thought you were having problems before, have a child and watch those problems multiply. Watch them multiply. And then don't do anything about them. Make the child grow up without knowing who their dad is because you feel that's a good idea. And then watch the child have problems. Go on with it, man. And then when we finished, yeah, mashing up our youths, what we're going to do after that is blame the what? The system. Nah, bruv. The system, yeah, never told you to lie down with man, have unprotected sex, push out you and not hold responsibility. The system never told you to do that. When you was having your good times, everything was, no, I love him, oh, nice, this and that, yeah, yeah, what then? Now it's a different story. No, later, I'm not letting him see the you. No, blah, 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 blah. You've got no right to get on like that, women. Not one single piece of right have one of you, not even none of you, got to get on like that. You know paedophiles and rapists get to see their youths. Do you know that? Good. Stop making our little black children grow up like that, man. Stop it. I don't agree with it. It's wrong. You're making them into unsettled human beings. If you don't like what I'm saying, switch off. If you don't like what I'm saying, comment, challenge me. Have something to say. Like, do your like and subscribe thing. Let's hear what you people have got to say. I'll have you on the show. We'll have a debate. Because I come from a home where they kept me away from my father and all these people to protect me. From what? Wasn't you thinking about protection? What you should have been doing, blood, was thinking about protection before you had sex. You know, like condoms and the pill. Them kind of protection there. Then you ain't got problems. Yeah? You haven't got problems. You haven't got mindless youths on the roads, wandering, going to gangs for support, going to man them for support, going to man them for father figure. You haven't got that. If you protect yourself, then you won't need to protect the youth. You're going too far with it, brethren. All of you gal that do that, and I'm calling you gal. I don't call women gal, you know, because it's derogatory. But you lot are behaving like gal because you ain't living up to your responsibility. You ain't living up to your duty. There should be a law. I feel I might implement it. You never know. I might do a campaign. There should be a law. Lie down, have the unprotected sex, and make sure you definitely designate that child that has been produced. It doesn't matter about the dad so much, because he might be a dickhead. Yeah, they are. Do you know what I mean? He might literally be the worst thing that child could ever have. But what about his mum? What about if he's got sisters and brothers? And that's to use aunties, uncles, grandma, granddad, cousins. You lot are making youths go with their family by not showing them who they belong to. Because there's a connection there. You see, when you're a youth growing up and you don't know who your family is, you go out on the road and you meet somebody that is your family and there's a connection. And you don't even know where that connection is coming from, DNA and blood. You might feel it's a connection of intimacy. What are you not doing with that then? What's the answer to that then? You lot are wrong, brethren. I'm telling you now. I don't care what your circumstances. Hear what I'm telling you. Paedophiles and rapists get to see their children. They go through the courts to do it. Courthouse let them do it. Hear what happened to me. So, I've got 4 children, as you know. You met them all the other day. Beautiful set of youths. But he hasn't always been as it looks. Cairo was first, yeah? Cairo's dad is a bit, let's say obsessive. Because there was actually nothing wrong with what he did. It was just the way he decided to go about it. So, because before I had children, I was Miss Party Time girl, and I was always out there raving, having a good time. Obviously, I'm allowed, earning big money, spending all my money on garms instead of saving it to buy a house. That's not the point. I was the party queen. I'm still a bit of a party queen. A bit retired now, but I like to have a dance and a rave. I do. Yeah, there's no denying that. So the father that thought it'd be all right for to lie down with me, he ain't wearing no condom. I ain't on no pill, so we have a child. The child is Cairo. He thought that it would be a really good idea to take me to court for a year and a half. Hear what he's taking me to court for. He's taking me to court for shared custody. You think, yeah, I'm going to share custody of that child with you after this is how you're getting on? That ain't going to work, yeah? And no judge in the mind of the right mind is going to say yes to that. And he tried to stop me from taking Cairo on holiday. Good. So, in order to counteract that, this is what I had to do, because there was no way that was going to work. Just because before I had children, I wasn't a responsible adult, because I had nothing to be responsible for except for myself, and I'm still alive, not even broken a bone in my body yet, yeah, doesn't mean that after I have children, I'm not going to be prepared to be a responsible parent. I was 31 when I had Cairo. I was had my life, done my bits, blah, 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 ready to have this child and ready to commit to this child in the way that I have committed. No talking now, no bullshit, I've already done it. He's 18. Good. Thought it'd be a good idea to take me to court and literally tell the judge all sorts of things about me, even though he was abusive in more ways than just physical, even though he was an alcoholic and a, what's that thing called when you're not denying it, when you're not admitting it? Anyway, he's living in denial, alcoholic, yeah? So, in my mind, you can't be responsible for a child, especially a little baby, just not going to be happening. And if your mum's going to help you, she's got a lot to answer for, because how did you even end up like this? Good, so we're starting there with it all, because it's a serious thing. Grew up fatherless. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that man never had no male influence, but he grew up fatherless. So he doesn't want that for his child. I understand that. But fellas, this is not the way you go about it, by trying to take the women that have these children for you to court. What can courthouse do? What's courthouse ever been able to do for us people that live in this black Caribbean society? We don't deal with courthouse, Bridget. We deal with things in-house. Anyway, man decided to take me to court. That fell flat on his face. Didn't work out very well, did it now? Don't bother with them things. You'll hear what the judge told him in the end. If you were paying for this, you wouldn't be here. You're wasting the court's time. The mother doesn't trust you. Go away. End of. You don't get no shared custody. You don't get to tell me where I take my child and where I don't take him. You don't get to do those things. You have no right. You're abusive. You're a pisshead. Good. But hear what my duty is now. To make sure you see your child. My gran used to say to me, "You're still taking the child to see your father?" Of course I am, because I don't want the same cycle that you lot put me through. All how he took me to court, all the abuse, all the this, all the that. Bare abusing her, bare cussing and rinsing her to take. Because I'm the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. Every Saturday. Ding dong, Cairo's here. Every Saturday. Don't get me wrong, Cairo's not sleeping there because man's a pisshead, man's an alcoholic. And so I'm not taking the chance for you to tell me sorry. Yeah? Don't get me wrong. But Cairo, this is what Cairo cannot do. You never let me see my dad. Can't do that one. Not to me. He can tell his dad what a dad he is that he might not want him to be, what a disappointment of a father he is. He can do that. But he can't tell me that I didn't let him see his dad. All of them are the same. I ain't doing it. Because it's not my right to take away from them who their dad is. So Cairo has a brilliant relationship with his grandmother. He has a brilliant relationship with his aunt. His dad only has one sister. He has a brilliant relationship. All of his family know him on his dad's side. Cairo knows where he's coming from. Me and Cairo's dad have not been together since 2 weeks after Cairo was born. The man told me I have to be back by 6 o'clock every day. It wasn't him, actually. It was his mum, but we're not going to get into that because she denied it, and it's irrelevant. But anyway, I said I would be back at 6 one day, and I've never returned. Up to now, brethren. Not for a shag, not for a snog, not for a hug, nothing. I ain't been back. Because that's how I stay. Good. Anyway, hear what you lot need to sort out. And you need to sort it out fast. You don't need to sort it out for you, because you have now gone past the stages of being relevant to the situation of the relationship between the child and their dad, between the child and the dad side of the family. It's your duty, babe. Honestly, it really is. And I know it can be challenging, because these people, more time they're against you, they ain't really working with you. And you know why that is? Because you ain't letting them see their grandchild. You ain't letting them see their kids. You're not letting them do that. So how do you expect them to be nice to you now? Let them see the child. Go with the child. Make it a supervised visit. That's all that's going to happen if you go to court. This is how it starts, yeah? One piece of thing in the courthouse with me. This is how it starts. So you discredit the man to the point where they have to believe that the man cannot stay with the child alone, because they cannot take that responsibility just in case something happens and you done told them. Right, that's how the court stays. So they start with supervised visiting, yeah? Which is fine. Little church hall, do you know what I mean? You see the dad there, the kids there, there's some toys there. I don't let my children play with toys in public places. See, when you go to the doctor's, health centre and all that, don't you dare touch anything that's there. This is way before COVID. I don't give a flaming hoot. Allow it. Yeah, you got toys at home. You haven't come here to play. Just sit down with mummy and da-da-da-da-da. So anyway, Dean and Cairo in the call centre, they're having their little relationship, what they have, their interaction. But I'm there, and there are other people there. But that's not the point. The child is seeing his dad. It may not be in the capacity that the dad wants it. Not coming here, man, see my youth in the contact centre, man. Why not? Why not? Why not? You put yourself in a position where you can't go to the yard no more. You put yourself in a position where all courthouse is involved. You better go to the contact centre, bruv. What I'm to you, don't want to see your youth. Hear what you guys mustn't do. You guys must not let anything stop you from seeing your child. Because that's just an excuse thing now that you lot are making. You're being as bad as the women. Do you get me? No, later. I'm just going to see my youth the weekend. So when are you going to see your youth then? Never. Weekend it is, fam. What? Because you can't go out. Can't go out and get what? More pum-pum to breed more youths. Is that what you want to do? Keep your backside quiet for 2 minutes and spend some quality time with your child. You got no money. You know the park is free, brethren. And the library is free. Free things, bare books in the park, bare apparatus, bare things to play with. Who wasn't going to the park more than me when I was on benefits when I had 4 children as a single parent? Park. Every park in London. Men, do not let females and their stupidness stop you from seeing the child. She can't make it at 4 o'clock, make it at 5. She can't make it today, make it tomorrow. Her man's at the yard, so what? You're not business there. You're not there to see him, Jed. You're there to pick up your children. What to you? Because all that's going to happen is time elapses, time passes, all you're keeping up your stupidness and your jealousy and your bare foolishness, because obviously you've left the yard, she's going to find her next man. What kind of girl have you picked up that's not going to find her next man, brethren? Some kind of rubbish girl that's never going to be happy. Your children also need to see their mum happy, you know. Doesn't need to be with you, because you're making her unhappy, that's why she's not with you. She's making you unhappy, that's why you're not with her. Either reason, you're not in the home anymore, and the children are going to be more time with her. Unless you probably picked up someone really whatless and you've got to take the youths as well. And that's down to you again. But don't let anything stop you from seeing your children. Yeah, because it's a dumb excuse. The children will not have it when they get older. My dad, I never saw my dad when I was a kid. You know why? In and out of jail. That's the proper reason. And it's not a proper reason because he shouldn't have been in and out of jail, but at least he wasn't there. You man are down the road, in the bookie, at next gal's yard looking after their youths, while your youth is at home with a next man looking after them. What are you lot on really though? The youth's supposed to know who their dad is, directly. Not supposed to be no ism and schism, doesn't matter if you look like them or not. There's a thing called DNA, brethren. So whatever you lot need to do to make sure. Because listen, Cairo's dad used to say to me, are you even sure that he's mine? What? Because you're not getting your own way and I'm not letting you do what you want. You ain't even had a baby mother before me. So you don't even know what it's like. All you've done is heard what you heard your little other family members do or other next man that you know. This is different. It ain't going to run like that, yeah? How you see this here. Hear what they've got to tell me now. Oh, my God, you've done such a good job. Shut up. Because if it was for you, I would have failed. You're not looking for everybody to fail on that level because you lot are not giving the youth the enrichment that they are supposed to have. Too busy in an argument over bare foolishness. Okay, so let's look at it from the child's perspective. Let's take Cairo as an example. He don't really rate his dad. I don't care if he rates his dad or not, it's his dad. So I never encourage any underrating. I don't encourage it. He tried to say certain things. I snip that in the bud. I don't slag off his dad to him. I don't do that. I've never done it. I'll tell the truth. Don't get me wrong. But I will not do this. And your dad's a waste man. Blah, blah. I'm not in it. Because I me pick him up. So how am I blaming the youth for that now? You lot are jokers. You're jokers if you're doing that. You're a joker. You picked him up. You opened up your foot to him. You had unprotected sex. You push out child. And he's a waste man. Well, who's the waste man really? Let's look at this really for what it is. You lot are jokers. You gal that do that. When you stop doing that, you become women or ladies. While you're still keeping up the nonsense, the baby father drama, yeah? Oh, he's got a next girlfriend. Yeah, when you stop keeping it up, you stop becoming gal. And that's what I will stop calling you. For now, it's all derogatory. It's all bad. Yeah? Right, okay, good. The other three's dad. The other three's dad, yeah, was brought up in a home with a mum and dad. 2 Jamaican parents he has. Posh Jamaicans, not no rags Jamaicans like my mum's mum and dad. They're a bit rags, you get me? These ones are posh, properly keeping up with the proper Joneses, yeah? They're called the Whites. That's how Chris their name is. They're black like tar, their name is White. Good. He now thinks it's all right not to come and see his youths. He knows that's going to wind me up because he knows where I'm coming from with it. And that's why he does it. He's a fool. Because hear what's going on now. You're missing out on your youths being grown up. Have you seen Winter Kingston and Finale? And he's taken Cairo as his own. Cairo calls him Dada out of respect. Do you get me? Have you seen those youths? That's what you're missing out on. You're a fool. You're going to make me, old cruff like me, make you miss out on seeing your children. That's what you're going to do. That's what you man are doing. Making them gal there make you stop seeing your youths. For what? Because he's going to wind them up. So this is what I'm saying about their dad, yeah. There's a couple of bits. He might have a new family. Bring them all together. What's wrong with that? What are you ashamed of? Or he might just feel like, I don't even know. Do you know what? I don't know. I know he's not in and out of jail because he's legal. He goes to work. I didn't pick up that. I picked up somebody that was decent. He used to wear a suit and tie, and that's what fooled me. Yeah, you're brute, yeah. You get trick. It still didn't work. Do you get me? Like, we still didn't stay together. Still single parent, black, red, British, Caribbean, da. But he's not even following a trait. He's not even following on nothing. He don't come from that life. But yet still he's decided to give that life to his children. Fine and fair enough. You see, you people that do these things, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not every woman that's going to be like me and be honest and be open and be able to offer their children an enriched lifestyle that will almost overcompensate for the fact of their dad not being there, because that's what we have to do, right? That's what everybody does, right? Yeah, let's be honest. You get the kids at the weekend and you spoil them, yeah? Because you don't see them during the week, not realising that you're actually spoiling them, and the word spoil is not a nice word. Anything that's spoiled, don't look good, is not presented good, don't turn out good. Right, but you do it anyway. It's like a natural thing. Can you stop doing it, please? Really, like, hard work for those children. I remember when Kyra used to go to Deansbury, all 2 days it's taken me to fix man up back into stride, you know, from where it's just one day as well. Remember, he's not staying out. I don't let him. One piece of thing for Kyra to stay. No, not staying out. Not staying out, not staying out, not staying out, you're not staying out. Why not staying out? Because you're not a responsible person to look after my child for that long, and anybody would agree with me. That anybody that drinks on a regular basis to get to the point where it changes your personality, that's why drinking is a drug, alcohol is a drug, then they're not to be left with a minor. Good. So that argument to me, and when it was presented, just got thrown out of the water. However, it didn't stop the influence that it had on Cairo, just for the day. Man coming back like with big attitude, this and that. You can tell that Cairo's been to his dad's. My sister used to have the same thing. She used to come from Yorkshire on the train, yeah, when she was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right up until now she can drive, she drives, yeah. Come from Yorkshire on the train to London, go back, and they're telling her straight, oh, you can tell you've been to dad's. Oh, no, you can tell. Oh, look at attitude on it. Eh? And it happens. Because there's something about us that just think that while we're there, we are untouchable, invincible, which is fair enough. But don't forget, you've got to go back home to where it really all happens, to where the foundation is really set. And you shouldn't piss your parents about. That's not nice. No, you shouldn't do that. So we've looked at this from all different angles, and we can go deeper and deeper and deeper into it. There are so many levels. So today I've taken you through my perspective, my view from my experiences, and then my opinions with that as a parent. I would never stop my children from seeing their dads, and I don't slag their dads off to them. That's only going to come back on me, and it's only going to make me look bad, like I was trying to prevent something. No, I haven't done that. Good. You lot mustn't do it either. We've gone on to the perspective of the children and how they might look at things as they get older, because don't forget, your children for like 1 minute and the rest of your life you're an adult. I am not raising children, I am raising adults, always have been from day dot, because I actually understand I've created little mini me's, and I don't mean me in particular, I mean me as an adult, just as a person, and they are going to grow up to be their own people. Who's going to stop them? Nobody. The only thing that can stop them is debt, and let's just hope that that doesn't happen. I live in hope, by the way. I don't live in, faith is a bit wishy-washy to me, too much of that going around, but I live in hope. I always have hope for better good. Always. All how the man ain't come to see his youth. The little girl, Winter, I haven't seen my dad for 9 months. 9 months. That's the whole time it takes to make a baby, brethren. And you ain't come to see the youth yet, and the door's always open. You're not like the other one who's not allowed round, has to take me to courthouse. You're allowed round. All you've got to do is knock the door. You've got the house phone number and everything, and you do not come to see your children. Oh, you're getting exposed. I'm sorry. You deserve it. Your parents never treated you like that. So I don't understand. Do you get me? The other one you can understand, like I say, the mum done her best. It's funny as well. Cara has no grandfathers left. Like my dad's dead and dad's dead, and they come from the same era. Literally, they had the same bad lifestyle. Don't have a bad lifestyle, Jed. Try to stay alive for your children. Try to stay fit and healthy for your youth. Do you know what I do every morning before I leave my house? Yoga. Because I'm too old for the up and down aerobics. Yeah? Before I used to be in classes, bare sweating, keeping up, there, bloody everywhere. No, allow that now, yeah? It's all about the yoga. And let me tell you, when it comes to strength, balance, posture, all that, I'm on it. Flexibility, don't play, yeah? Don't play with me with it. Kingston says stuff like, yeah, but look at your arms, though. Look how big your arms are, though. And you know Kingston's only 15, proper moody little kid, not giving me any props at all, ever. You see, when Kingston tells me about my arms, and I go, yeah, but I haven't been doing anything for a while, he goes, yeah, but it still looks bad, though. But he doesn't mean bad like bad, he actually means good. Good, yes, I'm happy about that. But yeah, you must exercise, people, because that helps your body and your mind, keeps you strong, keeps you fit. Wear nice garms when you go out. Don't matter where you go, even if you go shop. Listen, you got birds out there that wear flaming makeup to go to the shop. They got their makeup on, some big expensive makeup, black leggings and a t-shirt and some Ugg boots. Fix up. Because it don't drop. Your makeup is to make your face look good. What about the rest of you? You know what I mean? It's not only your face that people are watching. Finale said, who's going to look at your hair? Who's going to look at your hair? Hey, bare hair watchers out there, fam. Don't make your scalp be dry. Don't make your hair be out of place in certain ways. You know, when your extensions are going a bit whiff. Who's not noticing that? Everybody's noticing it, fam. See that perception? We spoke about perception last time and how magical it is and how it always comes across like blah, and sometimes it might be A, B, C, or D. Nobody really knows because it's just the perception. Until you actually have the conversation, get into it, then nobody knows. Right, all those little things. Anyway, yeah, we touched on a load of subjects. We've touched on a lot of subjects. So you've got to keep fit for your children because you've got to keep up with them. Like I said, I had Cairo when I was 31. So they're all 2 years and something apart. So I have stopped having them children until I was 39. Finale finished me. Yeah. And those two girls, they were born at home. By the time I had Cairo and Kingston, I didn't have time to go to the hospital. I'll tell you the story with Finale. Absolutely brilliant story. They rang me. Hi, Miss Clean. I said, oh, hello. Who's that? It's the hospital. You're pregnant. I said, never. Big bump sticking out. I said, am I? They said, yeah. They said, you need to come to hospital. I said, no, sorry, I ain't got time to come to hospital. Run up and down with you lot. Bear test, bear this, bear that. I haven't got time for it. You need to come to hospital, Miss Clean. No, I don't. You need me to come to hospital because you got a duty to me as a British citizen. I've got national insurance number. You lot have got boxes to tick. I don't have any boxes to tick. This is what I've got to do. I've got to take people from nursery to playgroup, from playgroup to nursery. One finishing at 12. Next thing starts at 3. Then I ain't got time to come to hospital, brethren. Anyway, as a duty of care, so said and so done, good old Great Britain, they sent me a midwife to my home. They sent me a midwife to my home. She came every so often to do what she had to do, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. And I had the baby at home. Oh, the poor woman, she was crapping herself. So, we're going through the labour, My brother's there with me, going through it. And he is a good gay brother. He's so gay, like really gay, as in gay, sexually gay, and gay as a person. Oh, my day. So he is like my birthing partner. What a laugh. The midwife's like to him, is she always like this? Because I could not push her out. I'm not joking. But I was tired. There's no pushing. I'm tired. All I'm going to do is just go to sleep. But the contractions are coming, this and that, rah, rah. Anyway, the midwife's asking him, is she always like this? Bearing in mind, I've had 3 children before. How would he know? I'm not sure what answer he gave. However, I managed to have her. The woman said, if I didn't have her by 5 o'clock, we have to go to hospital. Finale came at 10 to 5, like the G she is. And that's that. That's my little story about having Finale at home. Winter was born at home by default. Basically, I didn't have time to go to hospital. Literally, it was just all on top. And the paramedics came and helped me deliver her. Well, Natalie, my sister, she was like the main paramedic. You know, like head midwife. That's who Natalie was. Don't play with it when it comes down to anything like that. So that was really good. So the girls were born at home. So that's what makes them special. And that's what makes me a G. You get it? Don't tell me nothing about this and that. I ain't like your average woman, Regine. Yeah? Me a little bit different from that. Yeah? And that's what you need to know. You need to understand that. So when you're criticising me and when you're tearing me apart and when you've got things to say about me, just remember, all I'm being is real. I ain't telling you no fake stories. I'm not telling you about what I'm going to do. I'm telling you about what I've done. African bush birth, yeah? The two of them. Plump out. Which makes me a stronger person and them stronger people. And we're into no sickness. You get it? I think I told you that last time. And not in the sickness thing. But yeah, I really feel that if we pull together, I think we need to do something. You guys are going to help me do it. I've got loads of ideas. You guys can help because you guys are like the government, the people. You know, we come together, we make things work. We're lacking in unity. Yeah, we can't even unite with the man that we lie down with or the woman that we lie down with and have intimacy with for more than 5 minutes, never mind with a stranger that happens to be the same colour as us and come from the same background, etc., etc. We need more unity, people. This what's it called? Segmentation doesn't work. And then people talk about conditioning, and we've been conditioned to be like this. No, we bloody haven't. I don't believe that anyway. It's all individual mind thinking. People turn conservative. What's mine is mine. I work for it. Why should I share it? Well, that's not really the attitude, is it? The attitude is, it didn't really take me that long to build this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah. I'm going to support you while you do it. Yeah. And then before you know it, me and you will be doing it together. And then before you know it, you could just have an army full of British, Caribbean, successful people. That's why we're not taken seriously. Yeah, because we're only worried about ourselves, how we're going to make it, who we're going to trample on to get to the top while we're making it, and what gowns we're going to wear while we're there. Obviously, that's really important. And it's silly. It doesn't make sense because that's not how people roll. I see different sets of people that come from different cultures, different backgrounds, that don't roll like us. And what about the East Africans then? They've only just arrived, bruv. They got their pack up Acton and Acton High Street and Holston High Street. They got it pack up with their shops and their things and what they're doing. Their children now are progressing on to be doctors, dentists, opticians, nurses in fields that we're running from. Now, I understand that this is what I do understand because it's a fact. We got something special about us Black Caribbean people. We got a little edge of style and diversity and innovation that tops a lot of what's out there. And everybody wants to be us, of course. We all speak in the language, ain't ya? We all dressing like us. We all listen to our music, let's be honest, yeah? But we are not recognised for it in the way that we should be. That's what I have a problem with. And like I said, that's because we are not united with what we do. And it all starts from going out, meeting that fella or that woman, having that unprotected sex, and not even being able to unite from there. That's where it starts from. We can't blame society for that. We can't blame the system for that, brethren. Come on. That starts from us. We didn't even learn that from our parents. Because you lot are going away. Your grandparents are still together. Or even if your grandparents aren't together, you might have a grandma or a granddad that went on to meet somebody else for that togetherness. Because that's what you call unity, being with somebody. Is united in itself. You've got a little team then, haven't you? Even if it's you and them and you build from that. We can't even do that. So I feel that things need to be put in place. Like I said, there needs to be a legislation in place. Not just that you provide the man's address so that you can get money. What's that? You need to be providing details so that this child can see and know who they are as a person. So that they can develop to be a proper person, a full person, so they can go out into society and mix with their peers, whether they're black, white, Asian or Chinese, don't matter, yeah? Mix with their peers, get the education that is free, that is given to us. We're all entitled to it. Big free education like that. Big free NHS like that. So you can be educated, and when you get sick, you can go somewhere and get it all sorted. Because that's all you really need when you're a kid. You need to be healthy and educated. You got the capacity to take in information quickly. The younger you are, yeah, you take it in, you absorb it. Whether you remember it in 20 years' time, here what you got your little paper that says that you do know it. And if you're in the industry of whatever industry you want to be in, doesn't matter. You have the experience that goes with that paperwork, and then you become a proper member of society. You contribute to your taxes. You contribute to your national insurance, and before you know it, when that form says Black British Caribbean, and it's ticked, and all you lot papers are in the place, and you're all contributing to society, then somebody will start taking you seriously, because you're contributing to the GDP. You get me? That's all they're interested in. Money. It's all to do with money. So if you're not taken seriously on a financial level, then you're not going to be counted, fam. Doesn't matter what you're doing and what garms you've got on and what trainers and how much they cost. No one cares. You're just making us look bad. Because where's your utes? What are your utes wearing? You see your ute yesterday? Anyway, I'm not even joking about all that. It's not even funny because it's going to touch the people that it matters to. And they ain't gonna find it funny. And you might not even like me. I'm in our business. Go and check your ute. Yeah, make sure that your child is not out there looking for another role model, which isn't their dad. That's what you need to be doing. Really important. Like I said, it starts from creation. It has to. And then we build from that. Do you get me? And then when we start contributing to society with regard to the economy, we start getting taken seriously. Until then, we ain't nothing. We will never be. Don't expect to be, and stop blaming the system. Stop opening up your foot and not telling people who their parents belong to, who their parents are. Stop doing that, first before you blame society. Or is it society that's making you do that? That's going to be our next thing, isn't it? Is it going to be our next thing? I hope not. Because no society made me do that. I made myself do that, too damn interested in what I wasn't supposed to be interested in. Instead for me to be studying my book, no, I was studying man. And what man was telling me. Not good enough, brethren. And that was then. I managed to get out of it because, as I've told you all before, at 15 I had an abortion. So I managed to get out of it. Otherwise, I would have a 30-something-year-old child, like many of you have, and all great-grandchildren now. Allow it. Good. Don't know what else to say. I think I should end on a good note, because all that's so real and it's so deep that, yeah, I need to end on a good note. She's quite inspiring, Maya. I think I need to have her with me at all times. And I think that the why on the bossy thing just needs to go, because it is what it is. Do you get me? If you're not a boss of your own self and you're not being true to yourself, you won't be able to produce little minions with the same qualities. Do you know what I mean? Because whatever you do will reflect on the youth. You know that? It will reflect on the youth. If you don't know what that means, go look it up, ask your friend. You get it? But that's a serious, serious statement. Don't ever think what you're doing, you're getting away with it, and the youth ain't watching you, or they're not aware, or you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes and think. And parents, as parents, we're two-faced, contradictory people. Can't help it. Because you're never going to go and tell your youth to do what you've done. You're definitely going to tell your youth the opposite. It doesn't matter how they look at you or what they know about you, you're giving them good advice. Yeah? Good. What about power? And there's a next programme that I watch. Oh, yeah, it's all to do with power. I don't know why they've done this, but this is really bad. So you see, and there's another one, Queen of the South. So Theresa Mendesas from Queen of the South has no children. So she can get on to do what she's doing. But you see what they've done to Mary J. Blige and that other one, that is Kanan's mum. They've got youths. They've got two boys, yeah? No, the other one, she's got two boys and a girl. She's got Diana, the gay one, and the one that's really naughty, yeah? And that one, this one here, Kanan's mum, she's just got Kanan. Why have they made these women get their children involved with their drugs run-ins? Why have they made that look like that? Oh my days, that is the most disgusting thing they could have ever done. I really don't agree with it, I'm sorry. And that's not being a boss. That's being a really bad parent. And I don't know why 50 Cent done that. Maybe he thought it was cool, but it's not. You cannot have the mum of the children getting the children involved in the drugs run-ins. The children, the mum is supposed to go to the road so that the children don't have to. Why are the children now involved? So what you're doing now is following on cycle. Don't follow them, you know. When you see these people out there, clothes are Chris and they got big money, can buy yard and this and that and rare. Do not follow them. Do not get your children into things that they shouldn't be getting into. Be two-faced and be contradictory, okay? It's your job as a parent. Do as I say, not as I do. Good. I think I should end on that note. Was that a bit bossy? I don't care. Bye, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you.